Hello YouTube, B3 are back with another kicking action figure review. I have not reviewed an Aliens figure in a while, so here you go, the Xenomorph warrior figure from Aliens Genocide. Yeah, and it's obviously a red Xenomorph. It's from a comic book arc where they're like the red and black Xenomorphs, and when their queen died, they just kind of started killing each other off. And you can get a red Xenomorph in the 2-pack. There is a 2-pack with a red Xenomorph and a black Xenomorph, the Genocide 2-pack, obviously. I'm going to say 2-pack as many times as I can before the review's over. And I do have that as well, and I am going to compare them for you guys. So, here they are. I'm not going to show you the full body because they're the same sculpt and stuff. But there is an obvious difference between the single-carded one and the 2-pack version. As you can see, the 2-pack version has this really, really heavy black wash on him. Very heavy black wash. The black is very prominent, and the single-carded one has a very light wash. A very light black wash. So it's much redder than this one is. So that's difference number one. Difference number two, or main difference anyways, right here on the waists. This waist, hard plastic. This waist, rubber covering. You see it kind of bends in when you try to move the leg up or out, whichever it decides to go when you do it. This one, hard plastic, won't do that, right? It's not going to happen. It's just going to be real stiff, you see? So they did that so to get more leg movement out of this one. Very nice little just thing you got going on there. Nice little improvement. So yeah, that's very cool. He is the same sculpt pretty much though as all the other Xenomorph warriors. I have two other Xenomorph warriors, so yeah, he's about the same sculpt as them. But let's zoom out, check out detail and paint. Very just great paint and detail on this guy. NECA really killed it. As you can see on the tail, he's got that kind of spine looking tail. Very cool legs, pegals on the bottom of the feet and everything. Kind of thin. Stands better than some of my other Xenomorphs. I think that's just a coincidence though or something, I don't know. But very nice figure just overall. Looks real cool. I just really love the look of this guy. Now we're going to get into articulation. The head doesn't come down much or up and down. It doesn't do side to side terribly much, but enough, I guess, right? Cool. You have jaw articulation. It's a little stiff, but nice. And then, you know, it can be a bit of a chore, but you can pull the secondary mouth out as custom right there. It's a little secondary mouth. Blammo! Nasty little critters, aren't they? So, yeah, that's that. And then you have this torso joint that kind of moves all around. You got forward and back on the arms, in and out on the arms. And then you have a bicep rotation, double elbow bend. And then there is a rotation on each end of the elbow, on the back end and on the front end. Very cool. Forward and back on the wrists. You have a wrist rotation. Very nice. You kind of already saw a little bit of leg movement. Forward and back, you know. Plenty of movement there. Way more than on my other one. In and out's not terribly much, but there's a little, you know. Then you have a double knee bend right there. And there also is a kind of a thigh rotation up at the top. And then you have this kind of rotation here on the foot, which is a little weird, but whatever. And then you have up and down on the toes. So yeah, he's actually best for crawling poses, is what it's easiest to get him into. So crawling poses are the best for him. But yeah, now let's check out size comparison. Now here's with some other NECA figures from like the same universe. They aren't Aliens figures, because all the Aliens figures I have are Xenomorph warriors, and there's no point in scaling them with this guy. But here on the left we have the battle armored Lost Predator, and here on the right we have the Engineer from Prometheus. Yeah, got what might be my favorite Predator figure, and also one of my favorite figures. This Engineer is a fantastic figure, let me tell you. I just love him. I just love him. I wasn't even crazy about Prometheus, but I love that figure. He's so cool. But yeah, you know, I think the Xenomorph actually scales really well with these guys, you know, because the Xenomorphs are big. It just doesn't seem that way most of the time because they're always crouched down, you know what I mean? But they are quite big because most of the time they were animated with people in suits. If you'll remember. Back in the Disney, when practical special effects still existed, you know? So yeah, he is a very, very cool figure, and he scales well with other NECA figures. So what are my final thoughts on the red NECA Xenomorph Warrior? Well, you know, he's a pretty cool figure. A little bit better than my other Xenomorph Warriors. Not as heavy on the black, so you can see the red better, even though you can see the red perfectly fine on the original release. There's just a lot of black on there, too. And he's really cool. I do believe I forgot to mention the bendy wire tail. He does have a bendy wire tail. That's my bad. I forgot to mention that. Bendy wire tail. But, you know, he is a very cool figure. Scales well with other figures and stuff. Which I already knew because I have 2 other Xenomorph Warriors. And, you know, it's just a nice, fun figure. I don't know how fragile he is. I'd say just be careful. That's always good advice with NECA figures, is just kind of be careful with them. They're fragile. They're just kind of meant to be displayed and not really played with. But I feel like they often get played with and then they break. So, yeah, display only, suckers. Don't play around with these. Even though I'm sitting here making videos with them, you know. But yeah, all in all, I think I'm going to give this guy 4 out of 5 stars. It's a really cool figure. It was a Christmas present from a good friend of mine. And I really like him. So yeah, 4 out of 5 stars. If you want to rate, comment, subscribe, check out all the links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz, even other channels. And there's action figure stuff on those other channels too. So check it out. Alright, that's it, you guys. Thank you all so much once again. And I'll see you all later.